Hello everyone, welcome back to Kiran's English Hub. In this video, I am going to deal with reading B of Unit 1, Personality Development. The theme is personal development. And the text is every success story is also a story of great failures, of course. Okay, so every success story is also a story of great failures. So after so many attempts, after so many failures, there is a success for everyone. Okay, so success is not that much very easy, and it also very inspirational text. After the reading A, altitude. So let us see what is it. Let us quickly get into that. So reading B, every success story is also a story of great failures. As we quickly open or go through the first page, we see Abraham Lincoln's picture there, portrait there. Let us see if there is anything included about him. Okay, yeah. So first, failure is the highest way to success. Tom Watson Sr. said, if you want to succeed, double your failure rate. Okay, so very inspirational opening. Okay, what is the statement of Tom Watson? He said failure is the highest way to success. That is normal statement. If you want to succeed, if you want success in your life, double your failure rate. Okay, if you want success in your life, double your failure rate. Fail, try, fail, finally you will get success. If you study history, you'll find that all stories of success are also stories of great failures. But people don't see the failures. They only see one side of the picture, and they say that person got lucky. He must have been at the right place at the right time. So in the history, if we just go through, we see so many people who are with the great successes, and people usually forget that failures that they have been trying to do that success. Okay, so people usually say, when we get succeed in our life, the people usually say, oh, he has been very lucky and he has been at the right place at the right time, and we are not able to. Okay, people say this, but they don't see the other side of the picture, other side of the image. What is the other side? Other side is full of failures. Okay, full of problems, full of continuous failures and difficulties. So there are many people in the world who have come through that failures, come through that way of failures, and finally succeeded. Let me share someone's life history with you. This was a man who failed in business at the age of 21. Okay, so now we have a story, life history of somebody. Let us see what is it. So this was man who failed in business at the age of 21. He failed the business in the age of 21. He was defeated in a legislative race at 22. Okay, that is a political race. At the age of 22, he was defeated. He failed again in business at the age of 24. Overcame the death of his sweetheart at the age of 26. Had a nervous heartbreak breakdown at the age of 27. Lost a congregational race at the age of 34. Lost a senatorial race at the age 45. Failed in an effort to become a vice president at the age 47. Lost a senatorial race again at the age of 49, and he was elected president of the United States at the age of 52. See how many journey, how many years of failures. Okay, his life is full of successful failures. His life is full of failures from the age 21 to the age of 51 almost. He had been continuously failing, and finally became the president of United States. And who was that? This was a man, Abraham Lincoln. So would you call him a failure? Can we call him a failure though he failed those many times and won only one time? He could have quit. Okay, he could have quit in the sense he could have stopped trying, but to Lincoln, defeat was a detour and not a dead end. Okay, so defeat was another way of success for him. Okay, it was not a dead end for him. He always, whenever he feels that that he had been defeated, he has been, unsuccessful in an attempt, he always took it as a way. Okay, as a way of some success. Next, in 1913, Lee de Forest, the inventor of the Tried's tube was changed by the was charged by the district attorney for using fraudulent means to mislead the public into buying stocks of his company by claiming that he could transmit the human voice across the Atlantic. So Lee First is a man who proclaimed himself as the inventor of this tube. Okay, so he also claimed that he can transmit human voice into electric waves across the Atlantic in the sense across the world almost. So because of this statement he was charged by attorney, okay, by the judge of that local area. And finally he was publicly humiliated. Okay, was also publicly humiliated because of saying that. Can you imagine where would be without his invention? Just imagine all ourselves without his invention. Is it possible? Is it possible to imagine this world without this invention? Okay, a tried tube is used to transmit the human voice into some electric waves, electric field. And this electric field is transmitted, can be taken to all over the world. Okay, yeah, can you imagine that? It is not at all possible. Next, you can see Troy's tube there. Okay, next one. A New York Times editorial on December 10, 1903 questioned the wisdom of the Wright brothers who were trying to invent a machine heavier than air that would fly. So the New York Times is a newspaper, so which it was on December 10, 1903. It questioned the wisdom of the Wright brothers. Okay, Wright brothers are the two brothers who invented airplane. Okay, you invented the flight. So they were also even questioned, they were also even doubted by a New York Times. The New York Times, they also called it as the inventing a machine which was heavier than air and that would fly. And what happens next? 1 week later at Kitty Hawk, the Wright brothers took their famous flight. Okay, so after that questioning of that New York Times, soon after that 1 week, the Wright brothers took their first famous flight in the world. Next, Colonel Sanders at the age 65, with a beat up car and $1,000 check from Social Security, realized that he had to do something. So he remembered his mother's recipe and went out selling. How many doors did he have to knock on before he got his first order? It is estimated that he had knocked down more than 1,000 doors before he got his first order. How many of us quit after 3 times, 10 times, and 100 tries? And then we say we tried as hard as we could. Okay, just imagine this guy who was 65 years old, who came out of his he came out of his house with just $100 along with his beat up car. Okay, so he remembered his mother's famous recipe, okay, chicken recipe. And he visited nearly 1,000 doors. And after knocking the 1,000 doors, after visiting to 1,000 houses, he finally got the first order. Okay, so in our lives we usually say, oh, I have visited one house, I have visited 10 houses, 100 houses, okay, fine, I'm done, I'm not trying anymore. We usually quit, we usually stop trying. Okay, so and finally we say, oh my god, I have tried so much. But look at this guy who has visited almost 1,000 doors. And do you know who is this guy? General knowledge question, do you know who is this guy? Colonel Sanders. Okay, you can just see his picture somewhere, especially for the chicken lovers, KFC. Okay, so he's the inventor of KFC restaurants, which is famous all around the world. So as a young cartoonist, Walt Disney, okay, Walt Disney, I think all the cartoon lovers, okay, Tom and Jerry cartoon lovers might have known his name. So Walt Disney faced many rejections from newspaper editors who said he had no talent. Okay, many newspaper editors have rejected him, saying that he has no talent. So one day a minister at a church hired him to draw some cartoons. Okay, a minister in the sense a pastor hired him for painting the walls at the church. So Disney was working out of a small mouse infested shed near the church. So after seeing a small mouse, he was inspired. That was the start of Mickey House. Okay, so he just started to paint a small mouse. Okay, which was very comic and very beautiful, little one, beautiful one. And finally, after completing that mouse, He thought that he had very good talent left, and finally he invented Mickey Mouse, which is the one of the largest productions, one of the largest cartoon series in the world. So successful people don't do great things, they only do small things in a great way. So what do the successful people do? They don't do great things directly, they do small things, but in a great way. So that is a way of success. Okay, so one day partially deaf 4-year-old kid came home with a note in his pocket from his teacher. um, so your Tommy is too stupid to learn, get him out of the school. Okay, so his teacher, there was a small boy, 4-year-old kid, old kid with a small note and a small pen in his pocket. So his teacher came and said to his mom, your Tommy is too stupid boy, okay, he cannot learn anything, so get him out of the school, you just take him out of the school better. So his mother read the note and answered. Okay, so that was the note from the teacher, and his mother answered finally, my Tommy is not stupid to learn, I will teach him, I will teach him myself. Okay, the mother started to teach him directly, and that Tommy grew up to be great Thomas Edison, the inventor of bulb. Okay, the person, the small 4-year old kid who got the note from the teacher saying that this Tommy cannot learn, and that particular boy, he grew up and finally invented the electric bulb. Just imagine ourselves without electricity. Yeah, so Thomas Edison had only 3 months of formal schooling, and he was partially deaf. Okay, he was also a deaf person. Okay, so he had only 3 months of formal regular schooling that we usually go. Had only 3 months of that schooling. So Henry Ford forgot to pull the reverse gear in the first car he made. So Henry Ford, the founder of Ford company, Ford cars. I think you all usually see these Ford cars on the streets. So Henry Ford was the founder of that. So when he invented the first car, when he made the first car, he forgot to put a reverse gear on that. Just imagine a car without a reverse gear. Yeah, so do you consider these people failures? They succeeded in spite of some problems, not in the absence of them, but to the outside world it appears as though they got lucky. Okay, so see, though they have tried so much and succeeded, still people think that they got some type of lucky, but they have almost won the failures and came into the success world. So all success stories are stories of great failures. Okay, so all success stories of great failures. The only difference is that every time they failed, they bounce back. Okay, so every time these people fail, they bounce back again. They don't just walk back from that area, but they bounce back again with more speed. So this called failing forward, this called as, okay, failing forward rather than backward. Okay, forward rather than backward. You learn and move forward, learn from your failures, keep moving. Okay, so what do we have to do, dear students? We have to learn so much from our failures, and we have to keep moving forward. We have to walk towards the success. Okay, we should not quit, we should not stop at any one place. Yeah, so in 1914, Thomas Edison, at age 67, lost his factory, which was worth few million dollars on fire. So Thomas Edison, at the age of 67, he also lost his factory in a fire accident. So it had very little insurance. So he also finally got insurance, but it was very little insurance, very small amount. So no longer a young man, Edison watched his lifetime effort go up in smoke and said, there is great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burnt up. Thank God we can start new. Can anybody say this? Does anybody have a day to say this in this present world? Nobody, I think. But Thomas Alva Edison said that, see, I'm not, disappointed because of this fire accident. See, all our failures are burnt in fire. Now we can start with new ideas. We can start everything in a new way. So, in spite of the disaster, 3 weeks later, he invented the phonograph. What an attitude! See, after so much of disaster, after all his factory burned down, finally, after that instant, 3 weeks later, he invented the phonograph. Okay, another invention. See, what a beautiful thing! What an interesting and successful thing. So below are more examples of the failures of success people. Okay, we have a few more examples here. So Thomas Edison failed approximately 10,000 times while he was working on the light bulb. Just imagine, my dear students, most of you, if you would have started inventing something, at least not bulb, at least any small thing, I'm sure that you will at least maximum try for 100 times and leave it. See here, Thomas Alva Edison, he had tried for 10,000 times, and we are living in the light, colorful light world now. Okay, so should not just quit your quit your your work, should not quit anything that you're doing in between, just keep on trying. Second example is Henry Ford was broke at the age of 40. So Henry Ford, also the founder of Ford company, he was also started his career at the age of 40. Okay, just imagine. Next, Lee Iacocca was fired by Henry Ford too at the age of 54. So this was some type of issue in those times, where Lee Iacocca was the manager of something, and Henry Ford too was the owner. So there was some clash between them, and finally Ford fired this Lee, and Lee started a new cars factory, which was finally, after that, after the few years, this Lee's company has just boomed up like anything. Okay, so even sometimes crossed Ford's income also. So just imagine. Next, young Beethoven was told that he had no talent for music, but he gave some of the best music to the world. Okay, and Beethoven was also rejected from the so many artist associations. Okay, from the so many music companies, and but finally he gave some of the best music to the world. So setbacks are inevitable in life. Okay, setbacks are inevitable in life. A setback can act as a drifting force and also teaches humility. Okay, setback is also teaches us what is humility. So in grief you will find courage and faith to overcome the setback. Okay, in grief, in a sense, in pain, you will find so much of courage. You should have courage, of course. When you feel something, you should be full of courage, yes, and finally you should have faith to overcome that failure. And when we need to learn to become victors, not victims. What we should learn from the failures, we should not be victims. Okay, we should not be affected, we should be victories, we should be victors. Okay, so fear and doubt short circuit in the mind. Okay, so fear and doubt are short circuits in the mind. You should not have fear, you should not doubt. If you are doing something, don't have a doubt on that, and you don't have fear on that. So if you have those two things, that is just like short circuit, everything burns out. Okay, so don't at all have that. So ask yourself after every setback, what did I learn from this experience? So for example, if you are starting to do something and you failed for one time, so now learn what the mistake you made previously, and start again, start newly. Okay, so only then you will be able to turn a stumbling block into a stepping stone. Only when you learn from your failures, only when you learn from your experiences, then that is just like placing a stepping stones to your success from a stumbling block in the sense, the failure. Okay, you can bring all the failures and make them into staircase, and you can finally reach the success. Okay, so the motivation to succeed comes from the burning desire to achieve a purpose. Okay, so we should also need some motivation to be success. The motivation itself comes from the burning desire. We should have that much of strong desire. Though we failure, we continue. If you don't have strong desire, once if you fail, you will be discouraging yourself only. When you have burning desire, when you have strong desire to do something, you will move forward. If you get 10 not 10,000 times, just like Thomas, you if you are failed for 50,000 times also, you will move forward if you have very strong desire. So Napoleon Hill wrote, whatever the mind of man can convince and believe, the mind can achieve. Okay, so if your mind had decided to do something, if your mind set a goal, point a goal to do something, the mind can achieve it absolutely. Okay, that was said by Napoleon Hill. So a young man asked Socrates, okay, on the left side, on my left side, you can see Socrates picture. A young man asked Socrates the secret to success. There was a young man who asked Socrates, tell me the secret of success, dear Socrates. Okay, let us see. Socrates told the young man to meet him near the river the next morning. They met. Socrates asked the young man to walk with him towards the river. So when the river got up to their neck, Socrates took the young man by surprise and dug him into the water. What happened when this man asked, okay, come on, you come in the next morning, he said. And when the boy came in the next morning, they just walked into the river. And when the water almost reached their necks, so what did the Socrates do? The Socrates just dug in the sense, just putting him into the water forcefully. Okay, so he dug himself into the water, dug that young man into the water. The boy struggled to get out, but Socrates was strong and kept him there until the boy started turning blue. Okay, turning blue in the sense losing almost our consciousness. So Socrates pulled his head out of the water, and the first thing the young man did was to grasp and take a deep breath of air. Okay, so as soon as the boy came out of the water, the boy just struggled to come out, and finally when he came out, he just stopped there and grasped. Okay, took a deep breath of the air. So Socrates then said, and then he asked, what did you want the most when you were there? The boy replied, air. Socrates said, that is the secret to success. When you want success as badly as you wanted the air, then you will get it. There is no other secret. Okay, so what is the secret to a success? When you want something to achieve, when you want to achieve something, when you have that much of strong desire, of course you will get. Okay, you wanted air and you got it. So success is also just like this. When you want to be succeeded, when you want to do something, when you want to achieve something, of course decide your mind and you will get it. You need not to have any more secrets. So a burning desire is the starting point of all accomplishment. Okay, so desire is the starting point, very important. Ending point is success. What is the starting point? We should have an idea, we should have a desire, we should have a thinking, a thought to do something. Okay, that should be very strong. Here burning in the sense, it should be very strong. Just like a small fire cannot give much heat, a weak desire cannot produce great results. Okay, so just imagine, can a small matchstick fire can give so much of heat? No, it cannot give so much of heat. Okay, so just like that, a weak desire in the sense, a desire which is not strong. Okay, so a weak desire also cannot produce great results. So because of that, your desire, okay, your desire to achieve something must be very much strong, very much strong. If you fail 50,000 times also, you should keep on trying until you get the success. Finally you will get it. Okay, so if you think, you have a little bit of small poem here by Shiv Khera. So if you think you are beaten, you are. Don't think that you are beaten in the sense, when if you think that you are lost, of course you are lost. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you think that you don't have that much of dareness to something, then that is not correct. Okay, next, if you like to win but think you can't. Okay, so if you like to win something, but first imagine that you cannot, but finally you will achieve it. So it's almost a clinch you want. Okay, so finally, at a clinch, in the sense, at the edge of that, you will finally win the success. If you think you will lose, you are lost. Don't think that you are lost. Think always you are success. If you think that you are lost, you are really lost. For out in the world, we find success begins with a fellow's will. Okay, fellow's will in the sense, one strong desire. Success starts with what? One strong desire. It's all in the state of mind. It's all in the state of our mind. The as strong as we make our desire in our mind, as strong we make the foundation in our mind, that much of strengthful, that much of huge success we will get. If you think you are outclassed, you are. If you have got to think high to raise, you have got to be sure of yourself before. Okay, so just don't think that you don't have sufficient material. Outclassed in the sense, you don't think that you have sufficient material, sufficient availability of things. Okay, if you think like that, you are lost. And you have got to think high to raise. Don't think very low. Okay, so there was a saying, small aim is crime, aim high. Okay, small aim is crime, aim high. So that reflects here. So you have got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Okay, so when you are about to win a prize, when you are sure to win a prize, you should be also sure about what you are doing. You should have a clear picture of what you are going to experiment. Okay, so life's battle don't always go to the stronger and faster man. Okay, life's battle in the sense, life's wars, life's battles, life's game is always, it doesn't always belong to the strong man or a faster man. but sooner or later the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Okay, so finally the man who wins in the battles, in the games, in the lives, that is the person who thought that he can do that. Okay, for example, if I thought to do something, if I desire to do something, of course I should have more faith, I should have 100% of faith and 100% of hope and 100% of strength to complete that work. So that type of person will win finally, not the person who has so much of muscles, or not the person who can run very fast. Okay, so this is by Shiv Khera. So let us see who is Shiv Khera. So Shiv Khera is an Indian author of self-help books and activist. So he is a self-help books and activist author. And while working in the United States, he was inspired by a lecture delivered by Norman Vincent Peale and followed his motivational teaching. So Shiv Khera was inspired an American motivational speaker. So Kera has written several books, including You Can Win. So it was the title of this book. His mission is to ensure freedom through education and justice. So what is his mission? His mission is to ensure freedom through education and justice. So Shivkar was born in a business family which used to have coal mines at Kandua in Dhanbad, India. Okay, so that is in, I think, North India. So soon after the nationalization of coal mines by the Indian government, he had to search for his own living. So he had a lot of money, and his family owned coal mines also. So after the independence, like that, after so many years, okay, very recently, so the Indian government nationalized. So all the coal mines will be under the ruling of central government. So when that policy was brought into lead, he had to leave that coal mines and all, and he had to search for some other job for own living. So in his early years he worked as a car washer, just imagine. So he was once upon a time having the ownership of coal mines, and finally became a car washer, a life insurance agent. Okay, there are many agents like this, and a franchise operator before he became a motivational speaker. He was also a franchise operator before he became a motivational speaker. Finally he became famous motivational speaker uh, who was in a state of a car washer, and after that he became a life insurance agent, and he has also worked as a franchise operator, and finally he settled his life by becoming a motivational speaker. And with that um, you know motivation, with that so much of failures, he finally succeeded in his life, this particular author also. So my dear students, uh, when you want success, only one thing, only two things I will tell you, that you should have a proper goal. Okay, you should have proper goal, and you should have strong determination, strong heart to achieve that goal, and keep on trying. That's it, only 3 points. Don't think about the success will come to you when you keep on trying, keep on trying. Don't quit. Okay, just make your goal, make your desire. Okay, start your goal and keep on doing it. You fail 100 times, no problem, keep on just doing it. Finally I'm sure that you will get a huge success, a very good success. Okay, my dear students, so with this small and beautiful motivational lesson, I shall conclude this text here. So in the next video we shall go through reading C. I will do it. And still those who did not subscribe, uh, please subscribe to my channel Credence English Hub, so that you will get the notifications when I upload a new class. Okay, see you all in the next class. God bless you.